This is what I learned on my first WingFoil Course Racing Cup. My first problem was not understanding the starting sequence, which is 5-4-1-0 instead of 3-2-1-0 in slalom racing and different flags. At the 5-minute mark the class flag is raised, at the 4-minute starting rule flag is raised, but then lowered at 1 minute, and at 0 the class flag is lowered with one long sound signal and you can cross the line. Huh? It would have helped a little bit if I didn't forget to take my freaking sailing watch and obviously set it up correctly for the right sequence. If you are like me, all the gear, no idea, just follow the pack. And here I am doing exactly the opposite, hopelessly looking around, realizing how far away I am from other competitors. And here the start, and it's still not too bad considering that I'm pretty far downwind on starboard tack. Some people started on port tack, including race leaders, and one of them managed to crash. I'm hooking into my harness to save my arms. And as you can see, a lot of people are still behind me, despite my terrible start. And here is my second problem, not knowing the course and not having tactics. The course is simple, go upwind around the mark and return downwind through the gates and cross the finish line. Sounds simple, isn't it? No. First of all, you can't see this bloody mark. It's far away, so you just need to push upwind as hard as you can and hope for the best. So this is my track from the course, which in reality took me 10 minutes to finish. Huh? I decided to make my first tack here, and I look around to make sure there's no one around, and it's better to jibe if you're not confident in tacking, so I try my best to make very tight jibe, and I nearly hit another competitor, which was a bit too close. And then you need to be careful when you cross path of other competitors, and make sure you understand sailing rules and the right of way on the water. You can see a group of IQ foilers on starboard tack who have right of way. So I had to change my course to avoid collision, which cost me quite a bit of upwind. And you can see I have close races with other guys, but I'm losing upwind ability because of my third problem, wrong gear choice. According to the local wind station, the wind was from 17 to 35 knots, so I decided to take my 4-meter wing and quite small stabilizer. Actually most guys were on 5 or even 6-meter wings. So basically, bigger wing gives you more upwind ability and more power. So don't go small, go big. Obviously, it's also important not to make any mistakes. One touchdown or crash can cost you a lot, like in this example. But with the right gear and skills, you can recover from your mistakes quickly, which in my opinion makes course racing more appealing than slalom. Even from here I can't really see a mark, and you see the other guy is making tack, which is a good tactical decision because he managed to get far ahead of me by just doing that. This is my third jibe, and as you can see I switched my feet before. It allows me to make a much tighter turn and exit full power. That's why my choice of jibe is switching feet before. Getting closer to the mark, keep an eye on people on downwind course because they may not see you. Some guys already went around the mark, and I'm having a bit of a moment here, but managed to save it. This is my last fourth jibe, and from here I can already see the mark and I can adjust my course accordingly. So I went a bit wide and safe to make sure I can make it, because the last thing you want to is to miss the mark, make another jibe, then another one, and lose a lot of time. Finally I'm approaching this bloody mark and make it around, and now it just go downwind and enjoy it. Well, at least this is what I thought, but apparently not. Going downwind with small gear is even harder than going upwind, because now you don't have enough apparent wind to go even on broad reach, so you have to pump your foil and wing just to stay afloat, which is really exhausting. At least when making turns I didn't have to switch my feet, because going downwind in switch stance is much easier. But even by going downwind I managed to lose some places. Another tricky part is the finish line. I actually managed to miss it on my first race because I got confused with so many boats and people around. But basically finish line is on the other side of the start line between committee board and black buoy. So once you know it, you won't miss it. So I finished 5th out of 8 in this race, but the next day the wind shifted like 90 degrees and dropped a bit, so went on 7-meter wind and had better results, where I was finishing 3rd almost every race, but I didn't film it because my camera kept falling off my wing and I just had to take it off. I hope this video helped you understand what WingFoil Course Racing is about, and let me know in the comments if you'd like to try it or have any questions. And I'll see you on the water.